Morning.
Very nerve-wracking. Wish I was also very good at this, but I'm gonna do my best. So, imagine you've been transported back in time to about 13th century current day Mexico, give or take. You live with a tribe located in the outskirts of a legendary empire, the Aztecs. Rumors and stories are told of them conquering nearby villages, and yet you have no worries until it's your turn, of course. It happens quick. They come in the night and pillage your village. But they leave a few survivors to come along with them, you being one of them. You are forced to embark on a long journey with these kidnappers to their village. And once you finally arrive, you realize this is no village. This is a colossal domain. You approach a temple that towers over you. As you inspect it, you realize that there's blood dripping down the middle of it, and fear overtakes you. At the top of this temple, a man is currently being decapitated. The realization sets in that you are being led to your gruesome death. Now I know what you're thinking. Wow, that sounds like an awesome suspense period movie. I would totally watch that. And you're right, it is. It's called Apocalypto. Definitely recommend watching it. It's one of my favorite movies. But it's also the plot of many people's lives in 13th century Mexico. At its height, the Aztec Empire was home to around 1 million people, which for the time was quite a bit. These people were polytheists, believing in many different gods and having over 200 known deities. While it was a large and powerful empire, most of the empire's people were poor and could barely survive. The leaders saw this and knew they had to take action. They must give rich offerings to their god in order to appease them. These offerings include sacrifices, human sacrifices. Many of these sacrificees were prisoners ravaged from surrounding villages. The ritual that ensued consisted of Aztec priests slicing open the chests of sacrificial victims and offering their still beating hearts to the gods. They then tossed the victims' lifeless bodies down the steps of a towering temple Maya. It was a gruesome ceremony that the empire liked to enjoy. Now, the meaning of this speech is not to shame these people. To modern day people, it can sound outrageous and preposterous. But as throughout history, many different cultures have partaken in horrendous things in the name of religion, and this is no different. The Aztecs saw these sacrifices as a way to appease their gods, whether it be for special occasions or even famine and drought. In battle, as opposed to killing the Aztec warriors, they focus on capturing, as to have sacrifices for their ceremonies. Many of the current information we have about the Aztecs is from Spaniard journals. When the Spanish came, they documented what they witnessed. It used to be thought that the Spaniards were over-exaggerating these horrendous ceremonies as to justify the murder of the Aztec emperor, the ruthless destruction of their temples, and the enslavement of its people. But in 2015 and 2018, archaeologists working at Temple Maya excavation site in Mexico City discovered proof of widespread human sacrifice among the Aztecs. None other than the very school towers and school rocks that conquistadors described in their accounts. Eventually, invaders led by the Spanish conquistador Hernandez Cortez overthrew the Aztec Empire by force and captured Texalanta by 1521, bringing an end to the Mesoamerica's last great native civilization. Even with all this information we currently have about the Aztec civilization, there's still much to be discovered about this mysterious empire. Thank you.